All right, so that's new. Let's go to page 13. I so much wish they would have done something here. All right, so HMDA reportable transactions, page 13. They didn't really change anything, but as a result of the agricultural thing, we have to have a discussion here. Now, the discussion is going to be page 14, but we need to build ourselves there. So the HMDA exclusion in 1071 is just 1071 saying, you know what? HMDA gets to be the overarching regulation. If HMDA wants it, the transaction, HMDA gets it. Okay, that's rule number one. If HMDA wants it, it gets it. Do not collect and report, even if it's a loan made to a small business, because HMDA gets it. Now, this is true whether or not you're a HMDA reporter or not. Now, at this point, based on where the thresholds are being drawn, most of you that are still subject to 1071 are likely also a HMDA institution. Now, there could be some of you that are rural and therefore you're not subject to HMDA because you're not in a metropolitan statistical area, yet you're a really large institution. That could be the case, but the chances aren't as great anymore that you're not HMDA and subject to 1071. So you probably do know HMDA, or somebody on your team does, which is a benefit, okay, when it comes to this exclusion, but it's still complicated. Because what HMDA or what 1071 says is, all right, if you have something that meets the collateral plus purpose definition in HMDA, and it's business purpose purchase, refinance, or home improvement, that's HMDA. And whether it's a loan or a line, and doesn't matter what you actually report or not for HMDA, whether it's a loan or line, if it's for those purposes and it meets that definition, HMDA gets it, and it's not 1071. Do not collect, do not report. Now, I wish we could stop there, but the way the rule was written is that where HMDA stops, 1071 has to continue and take the transaction. So here's what I mean by that. Go ahead and turn to page 14. Page 13 says, if it's subject to HMDA, do not collect, do not report under 1071 because HMDA gets it. But page 14 says, well, HMDA has some exclusions. And since 1071 just points to the HMDA regulation and says, if it's HMDA, we don't want it. Well, where HMDA excludes the transaction and it's made to a small business and not otherwise excluded, that's where it's going to get a little complicated, okay, then 1071 is going to require you to collect and report. So the list that you see here on page number 14, it's also what's up on the screen. These are transactions that HMDA says, yeah, they kind of look, walk, and talk like HMDA, but we don't want them. And so they're excluded by HMDA. Because they're excluded by HMDA, 1071 picks them up. Now, here's the interesting thing. 1071 looks to HMDA. HMDA says if it's HMDA, HMDA gets the transaction. Where HMDA excludes the transaction, 1071 picks it up, except where 1071 excludes it. So there's like an exclusion to the exclusions. It's weird, right? So what I want to do is draw your attention to two items here. Obviously, the asterisk down at the bottom of the page. Okay, so look at letter C. If the loan is secured by a farm or ranch, HMDA says if you've got a loan that's secured by a working farm or ranch that comes with a dwelling, we don't want anything to do with it. HMDA doesn't want it. Okay, so what we used to say is, okay, 1071 picks that up. Well, 1071 picks it up unless it's for agricultural purpose. You might be going, how would you have a loan that's secured by a working farm or ranch that's not for agricultural purpose? Well, we're going to invite my friend Diane to the party here. And so let's just pretend that Diane and her husband, they farm. Okay, but Diane has a side hustle, a side business that she's involved with, a hobby business that's not agricultural related. And let's say that she takes out a loan against that's secured by the working farm or ranch to get operating money for this side business. Well, HMDA doesn't want it because it's secured by a working farm or ranch, even though it comes with a dwelling. 1071 is going to look at it kind of cross-eyed and go, wait a minute. It's secured by a farm or ranch. HMDA doesn't want it, but it's a farm or ranch, but it's not for ag purposes. So if you've got a loan secured by a working farm or ranch, if it's for ag purposes, nobody's doing anything with it. HMDA doesn't want it. 1071 says, nope, we don't want it either. But if it's for any other business purpose other than ag, you have to collect and report. Letter D is the all-out one. HMDA doesn't want anything to do with agricultural purpose transactions. So a loan secured by a dwelling, okay, that's for ag purposes, HMDA doesn't want it. 1071 doesn't want it either. Okay, so that's the new complexity that was added by way of the agricultural exemption. This list of exemptions from HMDA that 1071 was to pick up on now has an exclusion to it, and it's that agricultural exclusion.